Hi, welcome to my channel Ruby Statement and video number 2 on how to knit this leaf and diamond shawl. And video number 1 I show you how to do the increases and do the leaf border, and in this one number 2 I will show you how to do the center diamond and the decrease and the leaf border. I did 12 leaves with increase and I did 2 without increase, and then I did 2 repetition of this motif, a diamond lace, and I'm gonna show you how to do this. I'm gonna start from here, the repetition of row 1, and for you will be here. It's exactly the same what I'm gonna do in those 18 rows. You're gonna do it from here, and then those 18 you repeat 2 more times. So, and here I had 2 repetitions of those 18 rows, and I think I'm gonna do 3, and then I will start with a decrease in the other side of the shawl. But I don't know if I'm gonna do 3 or 5. I will look after I done those 18. So the design of the leaf is 18 row, and then I pick a stitch. The design is 18 row as well. That way each time I work in the first row of these motifs, I'm working in the first row of the leaf, and to keep, you know, back and forth with the same working the same amount of rows. It's very easy. This is 16 stitches in here, each one of them. I have 6 of them of this one, and it is 16 stitches each. But then I have 5 extra stitch. So what I did, I have quite a few markers in here. These are the 8 of this motif. I work them straight with no increase. I have, from those 5 extra, I place 1 here in between the marker, and that is knit in the right side and purl in the wrong side. That's why I put it there, because it's that extra. And then the other 4, I have them here at the beginning of the row. I have 4 here, 3 as a border, knit in the right side and knit in the wrong side. And I have the other extra one in here, like the last one, knit in the right side and purl in the wrong side. So the same amount of stitch that I have in here in the first one, I have here in the last one. So it's very easy. And something that I wanted to mention, if you don't want yours to be as wide as this, because this one is super wide, I think I did too many increase too close to each other, and that's why it's so wide. If you want to use less material and a little bit less wide, I recommend to do the increase every second or third time that you work in the right side of the piece. For mine, I did, every time I work on the right side of the piece, I did an increase, and that's why it's so wide. So if I had skipped 1 or 2 times working the increase on the right side of the piece, this will be more narrow, but more with the length that I have. And I know each time I work on the right side is when the leaf is in your left hand, and the leaf is to tell you that you're working in the right side of the piece, because it's knit, and in here is like this. Okay, so that's something that I wanted to mention. I'm gonna mention at the beginning of the video just in case. So I'm gonna give you all the instruction. I'm gonna put in the description box of everything that I'm doing. Sorry, that was a little notepad that I have there. And in here what I do, I start with row 1, and then when I finish all the motifs, I go here and do row 1 of the leaf. Okay, so I go back and forth from one page to the other one, and that's good that you have it both in one page. That way you follow as you go. I'm working in another one. Sorry, excuse me, my throat is a little dry, and I have them in different pages, but I using this little marker to mark in which row I am. So You can do that in here as well. You mark in which row you left your work. So in here, I just wanted to explain. In here I have row 1, knit 4, and then a little star, and then the stitch. And in each row I have knit 4 and then the star. You're gonna follow for each repetition at the motif after the star, because the knit 4 is only at the beginning of the first motif. Each time you start a new row, a first motif, you only have to knit these 4, and then you have the marker, and then you have from the start is when you pass this marker, you do this, the repetition from that start to the last star in here, and then you only have to guide yourself from start or asterisk to asterisk in here. Okay, so it's very easy. I'm gonna try to explain as much as I can as I go, so to make it easier for you. You're not gonna be increasing right now, you're gonna be working straight. And if you see this video after before you start and you want to do your work straight, like a straight shawl, you can start from here, you know, how many motifs of this you want, and you can work straight. You don't have to go in an angle, you can do it in a straight one. Okay, so let's start with row number 1 of the motif. Since I do my videos in Spanish and English, I'm gonna be doing one motif in Spanish, one in English, one in Spanish, one in English, and then I will do these ones, and then I will show you how to work the leaf without the increase. It's very easy. So you have to knit these 4, and then I will meet you here after I done this first motif, but you will be doing the first one. Okay, and in here you can separate your stitch as you work, or if you have some of these markers, what you do is you count 3, place the marker, count 1, place the marker, and then count 16, place the marker, 16, place the marker, and separate them. And here at the end you will have, if you've done the same increase as mine, or if you have different increase, what you have to do, the extra ones, you can make this a little bit wider here, you know, like the border a little bit wider, and add a stitch to this one, and this one can be 1, 2, whatever many stitches you have left that you don't can put in the 16 count of the motif. So you divide them in between the beginning and at the end in here. So I will work the first motif in Spanish and I will meet you here, so you have to knit those 4. Now I'm gonna do first row. You're gonna work in the first motif. So since I did that one in Spanish, it's exactly the same. It's the same repetition of the first row. After you knit your 4 stitches, you will have an asterisk or a star, and then it's a knit. You slip the marker. Knit 2, 1 and 2, SSK, that is first knit 2, yarn over, SSK, that is a slip, and knit those 2 together. But usually you have to slip those stitches back to this needle. I find that it's easier if you grab this left hand needle, you place it in front, these 2 strands in the front, and then you knit that together in the back strand, because that's what you're supposed to do. And when I say SSK, slip them back to the left hand needle and knit them together in the back strand. So it's easier to do this way. So again, yarn over, slip as to knit. I place that needle like that, and then the one in the back I knit. And this is what is making the lace to go that way. Okay, and here I'm going to show you in this one here. You see, this is what we're doing with the slip, the stitch that way, and then this side will come that way. I'm working in the first row, that is this for you. Okay, you see, this one is going that way, and the other one going that way, and creating the little diamond in the center. So now after that you're gonna knit 3, 1, 2 and 3, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, and the yarn overs in here is always just bring 2 yarn to the front because we're knitting the next 2 stitches together. And then it said yarn over, knit 3, 1, 2 and 3, and we work our 16 stitches. You see how easy that is? Remember, for you is in here. This is what we just did, the first row in here. And then you slip the marker, and then you're going to repeat that until the last marker that marked the motif. So I'm going to do this one again in Spanish, and I will show you the next one in English. I did that stitch, those stitches in Spanish, now English. So I go to the start point or the asterisk and say knit 2, 1 and 2, yarn over, SSK, so a slip, and then you're supposed to slip them back to this needle, but instead of doing that I skip that step and I come here, pass the needle through the front of those 2 and just knit them in that place. Okay, again yarn over, SSK, slip, and knit them together. So I do that, and then knit 3, 1, 2 and 3, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, and knit 3, 1, 2 and 3, and we're done the next repetition. So I'm going to do the next one in Spanish and the last one in English, that way I explain really well how you're going to be working your stitches. So again, back to the star or asterisk, knit 2, 1 and 2, yarn over, a slip as to knit, and a slip as to knit, and what they want you to do is place them back to your needle like this and go back here and knit them again, the 2 together to the back strand. So I skip that step of placing them back to the left hand needle. So yarn over, a slip as to knit, and you see when I come in here I just do them together in that place. Now knit 3, 1, 2 and 3, knit 2 together, that is knit 2 tug together, yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, and knit 3, 1, 2 and 3. You're going to place the marker, and if you have that extra stitch in here, you're going to knit that one, and now we're going to work on the leaf edge. So in the pattern said knit 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, and knit 2, and like that you finish the first row. So in the second row you only have to work this part of the leaf in here, and then the rest are purl into the last 3 that they're knit. So it's very easy. So now we're going to work in row 2 of the leaf, and you have to purl 6, increase and a purl stitch and net 3, and then after that you go to row 2 of the diamond lace, and it's all purl until the last 3 that are net for the border here. They are net in the right side and net in the wrong side. So for row 2 of the leaf, you're gonna purl 6, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now you have to increase in the purl stitch, so you're gonna go to the back strand and purl, keep that stitch on your needle, and come to the front strand and purl. And now you're gonna knit these 3 and purl the rest of the stitches until you go to the last 3 that they are knit. So now I already finished recording in Spanish. Now in English it's the same. You're gonna knit the 4 stitches in here, and I really have this extra marker, that way I know the last 3 is knit. You know, if you're watching TV or something and you get to the marker, you always will look your work. So now row 3, you'll be working the first one is net 3, 1, 2, and 3, yarn over, SSK, slip as to net, slip as to net, and then knit those 2 together in the back strand, clearing the yarn over on top of the needle. Again, yarn over, slip as to net, slip, and knit those 2 together. Knit 1, yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you see, it's no complicated, it's very easy to do this stitch. So now I will work in Spanish and then in English. So again, row 3 is knit 3, 1, 2, and 3, yarn over, SSK, so a slip 1, a slip 2, knit wise, and pass this needle through the front strand of yarn and knit those in the back strand. Again, yarn over, slip, knit wise, and then knit those 2 in the back strand. Knit 1, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I will show you one more time. Again, you're gonna pass your marker and you're gonna knit 3, 1, 2, and 3, yarn over, SSK, so a slip, knit wise, 1 and 2 stitch, and go and pass your left hand needle in front of those 2 strands of yarn through the inside like that, and leave it there and knit those 2 together. Again, yarn over, slip, and instead of passing back to this needle, you are skipping that step, and just by passing your needle in front of those two strands, you're gonna knit those two together in the back strand. Now you're gonna knit one, knit two, tug two together, yarn over, two together, yarn over, knit four, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you're going to continue doing this repetition until you get to the last stitch here that you're going to knit, and then you're going to knit these ones here for the leaf, but I will meet you here to do that part. You're going to pass the marker, knit a stitch, pass the marker, and that if you have the extra stitch, otherwise you'll be working directly on the leaf. Now here something had to change because we're not doing the increase. So in the pattern that I written down, say knit 3, increase the number 4, but since we are not increasing, you have to knit those 4. Always those 4, even if when it's for example in row 7 we'll say knit 5 and then increase, you only have to knit 4 because we're not doing increase. It's always 4 no matter what, only for the straight part of the border here when we're working without increase. You only have to knit those 4, and then you start with whatever, say purl 1 or purl 2 or purl 3 in this part in here. So right now we have to knit 4, and 4, and then now you have to purl 1, knit 2, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, and knit 3. So you can keep a note, you can write notes and what you're supposed to do now. Each time you are working on the right side at this part of the leaf. Now I want to work on row 4, and remember, each time you left your work, try to mark in which row you stop. That way you know in which one you have to work. I don't recommend to mark with the pen or a pencil, or maybe something that you can remove the mark, because if you leave the mark in that stitch, when you do another one that you mark, and then when you come back you don't know in which one of the two you left your work. That's why, like I mentioned, I'm marking with this and the other shawl. That is easier for you to guide yourself each time you finish it. So row 4 is purl 8, increase, so it's increasing the next in a purl stitch, and then knit the rest until the marker, and then once you pass the first marker, the rest is purl. So you only have to work in the wrong side and the tip of the leaf edging. So you're gonna purl 8. Let me move this. That was not inside my needle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then I say excuse me, increase. So each time you're going to increase in the wrong side is a purl increase. So you go to the back strand, purl 1, come to the front strand and purl the next one. That's the increase. So now you have to knit these 4, and the rest of the stitches purl until the last 3 that they are knit. The last 3 of the other side of the piece. Here I'm working in row 5, and somehow I did a yarn over in the center here, so the stitches are a little bit loose in here. I removed the yarn over, so I had an extra stitch in there. So you have to make sure that when you do row 3, you don't do an extra yarn over. Count your yarn over before you finish the repetition, okay? Just in case I show you a mistake. I don't count on do 2 rows because with the yarn over it's really difficult to remove stitches. So if I did a mistake, sorry about that, but I'll go to that yarn over, and that's why these 2 stitches are a little bit loose here. But since we're gonna do them together, that will take, it don't look like a mistake anymore. So row 5 is knit 4, yarn over is SK, yarn over is K2P, yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 5. So after you do your 4 stitches, you go to the star or asterisk. This is a repetition in each motif that you're going to do. So it's knit 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yarn over is SK, so it's a slip knitwise, knit those 2 together in the back strand, and then yarn over is K2P. So that means that you're gonna slip the first stitch knitwise, you're gonna knit the next 2 together, and you're gonna, when you knit those 2 together, you're gonna pass on top of that stitch. But now that slip stitch, you're gonna pass it through the top of those 2 together, and you created a slant stitch in here. So now say yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 5, and if I have count well, I have 5. Before I had 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this one is a little loose here, but that will take its shape once I steam the piece. So now you're going to do the repetition again. So I'll show you again how you're going to do row 5. Again, row 5, after the asterisk or star, you're going to knit 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, a slip, and knit those 2 together in the back strand. And now yarn over is K2P, so it's a slip 1, knit 2 together, and then when you pass the yarn over and top, you see that's the slip stitch. It's still in the front of the yarn over, and you're going to grab that stitch and you're going to pass it on top of that stitch. Yarn over, knit 2 together. If you've never done a lace work with knit, don't get intimidated. It's really easy. Once you know how to do the stitch and you know to read the terminology that I put for the stitch, is easy. And you have my video here. If you forget what is K2P mean, you go back to this row and then you will see what I mean. And then yarn over, knit 2 together, I think I already did that. Yes, I did that already. Sorry. I stopped talking and I forget that I did yarn over 2 together. Now it's yarn over, knit 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pass the marker and then do the repetition again. Again, you're gonna knit 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. A slip, knitwise, and knit those 2 together in the back strand. Yarn over is K2P. So with the yarn in the front, you see, you're gonna slip the next stitch knitwise, and then you're gonna knit the other 2 together. and you're gonna pass your yarn on top of that slip stitch, and that slip stitch you're gonna cast it off on top of the other two together. Yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You're gonna pass your marker at the end. You're gonna knit this one and then pass your marker, and I will meet you here to do the leaf. So in row number 5 we'll say knit 4, increase in number 5, and then purl 2. But since we are not increasing, we only have those 4, so you're gonna knit 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you're gonna purl 2, 1 and 2. You're gonna knit 3, 1, 2, and 3, yarn over, knit 1, and yarn over and knit 4, the last 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're gonna work in row 6. In row 6, you purl 10, increase a purl stitch, and then you're gonna knit the rest until the marker, the first marker, and then when you pass the marker, you're gonna purl all your stitches into the last 3 stitches. They are knit. Now in row 7, you're gonna knit your 4 first stitches, and then you're gonna start with 5 knit, yarn over, SSK, yarn over, SK2P, yarn over, knit 6. And we are working in this row here, crossing in the top. So knit 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, yarn over, a slip, and knit those 2 together in the back strand, yarn over, a slip 1, knit 2 together, and a slip off that stitch that you the slip stitch, cast it off, and then now yarn over, knit 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and you're gonna do that repetition again until the end of this row. Again, we're gonna knit 5. And I wanted to mention, please make sure that you don't make a mistake, because if you make a mistake it's really difficult to fix it. Somehow I missed a yarn over, and in here I was missing a stitch, and one of these opening on the side, and I had to move a stitch around to loose this up to create a yarn over, because I tried to undo my work and it will be a nightmare to do that. So each time you finish one of the motifs, make sure, if in this one you have to have 3 yarn over, make sure that you have 3 yarn over. If you don't, then you can fix it. You can go back, undo what you did, and then fix it. But when you have 1 or 2 more done, or 1 or 2 rows, it's really difficult to fix. Okay? So you're gonna knit 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, yarn over, a slip, and knit those 2 together in the back strand, yarn over, slip 1, knit 2 together for the SK2P, and pass over the slip stitch, yarn over, knit 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I have my 3 yarn overs. Talking about mistake, the same mistake that I made in this one when I record English, I made it here. I think I missed a yarn over when I told you to do a yarn over. So the first yarn over I missed. Interesting. I think I was half asleep when I did this. So I'm gonna fix it now, and I will show you. I'm gonna try to fix that. So let's see if it works. Let's keep our finger crossed, and I'm gonna record it here anyway. That way you see it. What I'm gonna do. So you saw what I did to fix that stitch in here. So make sure that you don't make that mistake that I made. So that was in row 5. I missed the first yarn over. So remember, in row 5 you had to make sure that you knit 4, yarn over, and SSK. Yarn over, SK, 2P, yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 5. So in row 5 you have to have 1, 2, 3, 4 yarn over, and somehow I missed one of them. Now in row 7 you had to have 3 yarn overs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yarn over. SSK, so slip 1, slip the next one, knit them twice in the back strand, yarn over, slip 1, knit 2 together, slip the stitch, other yarn over, slip stitch over, you pass it over, and yarn over and knit 6. So you're gonna do 6. So let's say that I made a mistake and I missed one of the yarn overs in this row, and I realized in this row that I made a mistake. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna frog this little piece and go back where you made the mistake. So what you do is you're gonna need a crochet hook, and you're gonna go to the stitch below, the one you just knit, and you want to remove them. And once you remove the yarn over here, you have the stitch here that you did slip stitch over those two together. So you have excuse me, you have 3 stitches here. So what you do is with your crochet hook, you try to bring all your stitches to the front and remove that stitch and the yarn over, and then holding in here, make sure you hold in here, you remove that stitch, and with the crochet hook you grab 1, 2 and 3 stitches. You place them back like they're supposed to be, and then in here you have the knit 2 together in the back strand. So what you do is the same, bring all the stitches almost to the tip, that way they are not pulling in here. You remove that one, and remember we don't supposed to have the yarn over in there, because that's why you're coming back to fix that. And you pull this and you grab that one and this one, very careful not to lose them, and then you pass them to your needle, and then you're ready to work your stitches, and you have your stitches there. Make sure that you don't lose any stitches. You see, that's an easier way to fix them than going down, because you're changing the size of your stitches. That if you realize you just made that mistake. So yarn over, slip, and knit those 2 together in the back strand. Yarn over, slip 1, knit 2 together, pass over that slip stitch, yarn over, knit 6. So now you know 2 ways to fix a mistake in this stitch. 4, 5 and 6. So you're going to continue working that row until you knit this one, and then I will meet you here to do the leaf. Okay? In row 7 you'll have knit 5, increase, and then purl 3, but since we are not increasing, what you're gonna do is knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, purl 3, 1, 2 and 3, knit 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, yarn over, knit 1 and yarn over, knit 5. Now for row 8, we purl 12, increase and knit the rest until the marker, the first marker, because the increase in the wrong side of the piece, always you have to do the number 1 because it's the increase for the leaf. Okay, so 12 purl, increase in the next one, purl wise, and knit the rest until the first marker. The rest you will purl until the last 3 at the end of the row they are knit. Now for row 9, after you knit the 4 at the beginning, you're gonna knit 6 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yarn over, SSK, slip, slip, and knit those together through the back strand. Yarn over, SSK, 1 and 2, and knit through the back strand. And now you're going to knit 6, the last 6 on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Pass your marker and start that repetition all over again. Again, you're going to knit 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yarn over, SSK, slip, slip, and knit together to the back strand. Those two, and again, slip, slip, and knit those two together through the back strand, and knit 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now for row 9, and the pattern says knit 6 and increase, but since we are working straight with no increase right now, for this part we are knitting 4, purl 4, SKPO, knit 7, knit 2 together, and knit 1. I already knit 3, 4, purl 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, yarn to the back, SKPO, so slip 1 stitch, knit the next one, and pass the stitch over the net stitch, knit 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, knit 2 together, and knit last stitch, and you finish row 9. We are halfway of our work. Now we're working on row 10, and it's purl 10, increase, and knit the rest until the marker, the first marker, and then purl the rest until the last 3 that they are knit. So now we're gonna purl 10 and once you knit the 4 first stitches, you're gonna knit 4, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, SSK, yarn over, SSK, and knit 5. So you're gonna knit 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, SSK, so slip, and knit those 2 together in the back strand, yarn over, again, slip, and knit those 2 together in the back strand. And now you're going to knit 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you're going to repeat that. And in this row you have to have 3 yarn overs, so 1, 2, and 3 yarn overs. Again, you're going to slip just marker, and you're going to knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, slip, and knit those 2 together in the back strand, yarn over, slip, and knit those 2 together in the back strand, and knit 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you're going to do the repetition all the way until the end of this row, where you have to start working on the leaf edge. One more time, knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, slip, knit twice, and knit those 2 together through the back strand of yarn. Again, yarn over, slip, knit twice, and knit those 2 together through the back strand of yarn, and knit 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slip your stitch like this one, and now you're going to continue working. And next is the leaf. For row 11, and instead of netting 7 and increase, you're going to knit 4, purl 5, SKPO, knit 5, knit 2 together, and knit 1. We're gonna do row 12, and we're gonna start creating the stem for the next leaf in this one. So you're gonna purl 8, increase, knit 2, purl 1, and knit the rest until the marker. We're gonna purl 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You're gonna do an increase, a purl increase in here. So on the back strand you're gonna purl 1, and in the front strand you're gonna purl the other one. Now you're gonna knit 2, 1 and 2, purl 1, and knit these 5 stitches. Once you finish with those 5, you will purl the rest until you have only 3 left at the end. That you're going to knit those 3. Okay, then that will end row number 12. Row 13, after you knit the 4 border stitch, you're gonna knit 3, 1, 2, and 3, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, slip, and knit those 2 together in the back strand of yarn, and again yarn over, a slip, and knit those 2 together in the back, and knit 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now you have to have 4 yarn overs. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4 yarn overs. So you're going to continue with this repetition until it's time to do the leaf. And you're going to knit 3, 1, 2, and 3, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, slip, and slip knitwise if up to knit, and then knit those 2 together and the back strand. And you're going to do that again, yarn over, slip, and knit those 2 together, and then knit 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I have my 1, 2, 3, 4 yarn overs. Like that, you're going to continue knitting the stitches until it's time to do the leaf edging. Now for rows 13, and instead of knitting 8 and doing an increase, you're going to knit 4, purl 1, knit 1, purl 4, SKPO, knit 3, knit 2 together, and knit 1. So we're going to knit 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, purl 1, knit 1, purl 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, SKPO, so a slip, knitwise, knit the next one, and pass that stitch over that knit stitch. And now you're going to knit 3, knit 2 together, and knit 1. Now we're gonna work on row 14, and it's purl 6, increase, and then purl stitch, knit 3, purl 1, knit to this marker, and then you're gonna purl and then knit the last 3. So remember, row 14, purl 6, increase, and a purl stitch, knit 3, purl 1, knit to the marker, this one here, and then purl, and the last 3 knit. working now in row 15, and we're almost done the design of this stitch. Yay! So after you knit 4, the 4 border stitch here, you're gonna knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 3, yarn over, SSK, yarn over, SSK, and knit 3. So here we go. Knit 2, 1 and 2, knit 2 together. I almost made an extra yarn over. Knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over. So I have, okay, yarn over, knit 3, 1, 2 and 3, yarn over, SSK, so slip, and knit those 2 together through the back strand, and do that again, yarn to the front, for a yarn over, slip, next those 2 together with the back strand, and knit the last 3. 1, 2 and 3, and you're going to continue with that repetition until you finish this row. One more time, knit 2, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 3, 1, 2 and 3, yarn over, SSK, slip, and knit together in the back strand, yarn over, slip, knit together in the back strand, and knit 3. Remember, each time you slip those stitches, you have to slip them like you're going to knit them. Okay? So like that, you're going to continue until it's time to do the leaf edging. For row 15, and instead of knitting 9 and an increase, you're going to knit 4, purl 1, knit 1, purl 5, SKPO, knit 1, knit 2 together, and knit 1. We're going to work on row 16, and you have to purl 4, increase 1 purlwise, knit 4, purl 1, and knit the rest into the first marker. So I think it will be like 5 knit. So we're almost done this motif at the stitch. Now we're gonna work on row 17 and the last one at the right side of the 18 repeats. So we're gonna net the 4 stitch for the border, and then you're gonna net 1, net 2 together, yarn over, net 2 together, yarn over, net 5, yarn over SSK, yarn over SSK, and net 2. So you're gonna net 1, net 2 together, yarn over, net 2 together, yarn over, net 5, one, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I put some cream in my hands and this thing don't want to move now. Okay, it's stuck in here. That stitch. I think what happened is my needle was loose. Okay. So yarn over, knit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yarn over, slip, slip, knitwise, and knit those two together in the back strand of yarn. Yarn over, slip, slip, and next knit those two together in the back strand, and knit 2, 1 and 2. And like that you're going to continue working the stitch in this row, and when we start doing this together, I was in here, so we done this together. Okay, I'm almost done my second ball of yarn. I have just this little piece, and when I attach this one to the first one, what I did at the end of the strand, I did the knot that I always make, the invisible knot, but in this stitch is not invisible because we're working the same stitch in the front and in the back. And look here, you can see it. You can see that that stitch, one of the stitch is loose. I will have to move them around a little bit to make sure that they're all of them pretty much the same size. So what I'm gonna do in here for this one, when I'm almost at the end, I'm gonna leave the little tail, and then I start with a new strand of the new ball, and then I will do a knot together in the inside, because what is important to me that you don't see in the right side this, like in here, okay, the matter in the inside. So, oh, my marker fell off. So now you're gonna do, and I wanted to mention that way you don't make the same mistake as I did and your stitch is looking terrible there. So you're gonna, I mentioned that when I was doing William's little sweater. So I knit 1, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yarn over, slip, slip, and knit those two together in the back strand, yarn over, slip, slip, and knit those two together in the back strand, and knit 2, 1 and 2. Pass your marker, and you're going to continue with that repetition until the end, till it's time to do the edging. want to work in row 17, and in the instruction I have here, net a 10 increase. We're gonna net 4 and then purl 1, net 1, purl 6, SK2PO, and net 1, and we're almost done this part. We're going to work in the last row, row 18, so we're gonna purl 2 together, bind off 5 purl wise, and then knit 1, purl 1, and knit the rest until the marker, and then you're gonna purl all the stitches until the last 3 that they are knit. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed because look, I'm at the end of my ball of yarn in here, and I don't want to use them in the leaf and, you know, change my stitch. So I'm gonna knit these 2 together, purl wise, a little tight. And now I'm gonna bind up 5, so I'm gonna knit the purl that one, and that is one, that's 2, three, 4, and 5. Now you're gonna knit 1, purl 1, and knit the rest until the marker, so it'll be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you have your 8 stitches that you start with. You're gonna pass your marker, and I made it, yay! You're gonna purl all your stitches, and now I'm gonna change to my next ball of yarn. I'm gonna leave that one in here. Gonna start with the next one, and I'm gonna come here, and I'm gonna pass it through here like that, and I'm gonna purl that one, and I'm gonna purl the next one, making sure I leave enough tail to lose later. And then now I'm gonna tie these 2 ends together, and then they are secure and ready to go. And I don't wanna have that problem of the loose stitch in the right side. So this is the way I recommend you're gonna do your change of ball of yarn, because in here it will be a perfect knit stitch. So you're gonna purl now all the way. Here this is over the other side. So you're gonna purl all the way until the end of this row that you will knit the last 3. Well, here it is, the 18 row repeat that you're gonna do until you have the desired width for the center. And I'm only doing this because It's a shame that I don't realize that I was doing too many increase and I have too much material to continue doing this more wide. It will be a huge piece of material, and this way it will give me a little change from this, but it's really nice, the break from the garter stitch. So now I'm gonna do this row of net, and when I get to this here, you know, the 4 past the last marker, I'm gonna do 2 together, leaving 4 for the leaf. And those 4 we're gonna work for the leaf, and then you're gonna continue working the leaf. Now straight with no increase in this side. Now we're gonna decrease. But for you, if you did this, that's what I show you what to do. 1 leaf like that, you'll be in that point. So you will decide how many of these you want for the center. Like if you, because I increase in every right side row, I have too much in here. If this was less, like example like that, I will done a few, 2 more leaf, 5 in the center, but it's too much material for me. I will start to get heavy if I do more in here, 2 more of these repeats. So with 3 is fine. So you will do here 3, 5, 7, and odd number. That way you have 1 in the center and the same amount on one side and the other. You see, I have this one in the center, 1 in here and 1 in here, and 12 in the other side. Now I have to decrease in here 12 repetition of the sleeve, of the leaf, 12 repetition of the leaf. I will decrease in every right side row until I have my 12 leaf motif for the other side. That way they are nice and even. And then you start decrease, 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 and here leaving this 4 for the leaf, and here you do 2 together, and then you work, and then the next time you do the 2 together and all the way up until you end with 8 stitches like this. So we almost done. Halfway done. So I will net that row, and I will show you how you're going to decrease. I'll remove all this marker. I only need 1 now to separate the net and the decrease from my little leaf, and I will work until I finish. So I love this stitch. I already have planned for this motif. I went to Michael and they have on sale this yarn, and I bought some to do a project, and they are a gray, really nice gray color. I bought other ones. They are 50% off now, so they're $3.50 Canadian. So I bought by a few in different colors. So I really like working with these yarn, and it's anti-peeling, so it's really nice. So you are here. You'll continue repeating those 18 rows that I just showed you over and over until you like the amount that you did for the center, and then you'll start. Something that I want to mention and make sure that you know that after you have the width that you want of these, you have to net all the stitches until this 4 in here, that I'm gonna do these 2 together, and then work in the first row of the leaf. Okay, now we're gonna do the decrease. So you have to make sure that you always have in the first row a net 1, because now in the first row said net 5, but since those 4, the first 4 are the one that we decided to do, or I decided to do the increase in between 3 and 4. Now we have to do the decrease, and then instead to net 5, you have to just net 1 for the leaf, and this 4 in here is the one that create the leaf. So I'm gonna net 1 and 2, 3 and 4 together. You see, those are the 4, and then this one is number 5. Net 1, yarn over, net 1, yarn over, net 2, 1 and 2. Now we're gonna work in row 2. For row 2 you have to purl 6 and do 1 increase. So I wanted to explain you here. When you work in the right side, you only have 4 stitches for the leaf, and you increase 2 with the 2 yarn overs. That was 6 stitches. But then in here in the wrong side, and number 7, you had to do the increase. So the number 7 for us will be the one that we did the decrease in the right side. We had to do an increase for the wrong side. That increase in the wrong side, you always have to do it the way you create the leaf, you know. But we still have to do the decreases for the top. We did 1, and then I'm gonna net the rest, all the stitches until the end, and net back until you are almost in here, and then I will meet you here to show you how you're gonna continue working just for a few more rows, and then from there you can continue doing all your decreases and working the leaf. Okay, just wanted to show you a few more rows, that way you don't feel like I left you hanging in here. I'm at this point again. So if you look here, I have 3 that they look like pearls because we knitted in the wrong side, and in the first row we have 4, and we did 2 together. Now we have 3, so those are those 3. So now we're going to separate the top part and the leaf. So in here you're going to knit 1 and knit 2 together. That's the next decrease. Now you can place your marker, and these ones are 7 stitches for the leaf, and then this one you start the decrease each time you are in the right side. So in here, this is the 3rd row. You will have to purl 1, knit 2, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 3. So let me show you, because in the instruction you will have the increase, not the decrease. So from now on you will follow your own pattern. So in here you're gonna do 1 purl, 2 knit, and you see this is the stem of the leaf. You do a yarn over in this side, knit 1, yarn over, and 3. You see the 7 stitches that you have there. Once you have those, you separate the 7 stitches, you will work in the leaf in this side and the decrease and the other side. So you will work for row 3, 4, 5 until 18, and then again when you start row 1 of the leaf again, you will do what I show you in row 1 and 2. You remove the marker, you do your decrease in the last 2, remove the marker, do the row 1 of the leaf, and then go back again, do row 2, and then when you work in row 3 you will place the marker one more time, leaving 7 stitches in the other side of the marker, and that way it's easier. So in the pattern I will do a star or asterisk. This is the leaf, the stitches for the leaf, and the outside here I have the increase, but you will have increase and then after you will have the decrease. You do 2 together each time you do the right side. So you only have to follow for the leaf this, and you can count the stitches. For example, you have 1, 2, 3, that's 2 stitches. You don't count the yarn over because they are not made yet. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stitches in row 3. And so on. You have to be counting the stitches, not the yarn over, but the stitches, and you will see how many you have in the other side of the marker. But anyway, I will do my 18th row in here, and then when I do row 1 and 2 I will show you one more time, that way I don't leave you hanging. So in here you will do exactly what the pattern call after the start to start, and these stitches in the same, and the way back you will work these stitches in this side of the marker. Okay, and the rest is just knit in the right side and knit in the wrong side. Pretty easy. So I will meet you here when I have my 18th row done for this leaf, and then I will start row 1 again. Remember, is just working the leaf as you done so far and the entire piece, and then here decrease. Okay, the thing that I wanted to mention is if you did the decrease not like mine, like I did my decrease every time I work the right side. Let's say you skip 1 or 2 right side stitch without increase. Well, you had to do the decrease exactly the same on the other side. In the same stitches that you did the increase, you had to do the decrease. That way both sides are exactly the same. Okay. So in here in row 5 of the leaf, and I wanted to explain you really well because I don't want to leave you guys hanging. I want you guys to be able to do this beautiful shawl. So in the pattern, you'll have the start and then purl 2, knit 3, yarn over knit 1, yarn over knit 4. So the leaf is always start with the purls. Okay, you see in row 3, purl, purl, purl. Always you start with the purl for the leaf. So I will count the stitches. Purl 2, 1 and 2, knit 3, yarn over knit 1, yarn over knit 4. You see you have the stitches there. So I just wanted to explain you that you got yourself after the start is where the leaf start. Either you're increasing in this side or decreasing in this side of the stars. Okay. And one more thing before I continue working off camera is when you're working the wrong side of the leaf. I'm working right now in row 8 and I did 12 purl, and then I did my increase in the next one, and then I already have 2 extra stitches before the marker, and those are knit. You have continue working the leaf as you're supposed to, as you done in the other ones. I finished that leaf, and you see my work start to go that way because of the decrease. And now I'm gonna work in row 1 and 2, and I will show you how to do those 2 in here, and from there you can continue all by yourself doing those repetition until you almost finish first row. And in this one, and then these 2 together. I forgot to remove the marker, but it's good that it's there. That way I know which 2 are together. I'm gonna remove the marker, and then I'm gonna knit 1, because remember, instead of netting 5, you're just netting 1, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 2. So for row 2 you will purl 6, in number 7 you will do the increase of the purl, and that will be in the stitch that you did the 2 together on the right side. And then you finish that row, and then when you come back just leave 7 stitches in this side of the marker, and then you can continue working all your 18 rows. Then start all over again, and remember you continue decreasing each time that you're supposed to. Okay, so I will meet you here when I'm almost done my piece. So far I'm loving it, the way it's looking. You know, it's not a very sharp point, it's not a very straight, neither it have a nice roundness to it. I just loving this piece. I finished the last leaf. Now I'm gonna bind off these stitches. So I'm gonna work the first stitch and the second one, and I'm gonna pass the first one and top of the second one, and knit the next one, and the next one you're gonna pass it over, and like that you're gonna continue until you finish, and then you will cut all the tail, lose the rest of the tail that you have. And if you have a steamer, you can steam this a little bit open, and you done your shawl. So I will finish mine and I will show you the end result. Well, this is the end result of our piece. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous shawl or wrap. I really love the way the border go all the way around like this. It look amazing. Amazing, amazing. My little steam machine, the one that is not working right now, but you see, even without steaming, it look fantastic, the border. So don't matter if you don't have a steam roller or anything to steam your piece, because it look amazing anyway. So I hope you guys like it, and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you are not already a subscriber. And if you make this beautiful piece and you want to send me some picture, you can do it through my Facebook page, Ruby Stedman Crochet, or my Instagram, Ruby Stedman Crochet. Please share my video with friends and family. That way you help me grow here on YouTube. I wish you have a beautiful day.